For number 5, I need to sketch a graph and note important features. In general, when we talk about noting important features, we're talking about the x-intercept and the y-intercept for a line. Okay, I noticed that this is mx plus b, and because of that, I can use my y-intercept very quickly. 0, 5, and I've noted my y-intercept. Okay, I'm going to use my slope, -4/3. That means down 4. And 3 to the right. There's my second point. So what I'm doing is going through those 2 points. And I'm going to try to make it nicely ordered line, but I'm really terrible at drawing sometimes, and that's okay. The one point I don't know yet is that x-intercept. I'd like you to remember that if you're trying to find the x-intercept, we're going to plug in 0 for y. So we get 0 is equal to -4/3 plus 5, and I lost my x. I have a trick for fractions. Whenever I see a fraction in a problem I have to solve, I always multiply the whole equation by the denominator. And that's going to help get rid of that fraction. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times -4/3 x. Well, the 3's cancel out. And I've got -4x. And 3 times 5 is 15. Hit the x by itself. 4x is equal to 15, which means x equals 15/4. Logically, 15/4 is a little bit less than 4, and that seems to be where we hit, so that's good. So 15/4, 0. Next, we have to graph another line. This one is in point-slope form. I'd like to remind you that the formula for point-slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, where m is our slope, so we know our slope is 3, and our point, x1, comma y1, we can get from the opposite numbers of the numbers added or subtracted from the x and the y. So in this case, we're looking at +1, because that's -1, and -3. Alright, so let's find that point. +1, -3. There's my point. And my slope is going to be up 3, 1 to the right. So up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. And there's my line. In this case, I went through my x-intercept, so that's going to be 2, 0. And it looks like if I trace this back another slope that way, I find a y-intercept of 0, -6. Write an equation for the line that passes through these 2 points. Whenever I see something with 2 points, I always want to think point-slope. Okay, so to start off with, we need to find a slope. 5 to -3 is going to be down 8. 2 to get to 8 is going to be up 6. So my slope is -8/6, which is the same thing as -4/3. I could start with either point, so maybe I'll choose this one. Y, I need the opposite of that, so -5 is equal to -4/3. That's my slope. X, and then use my other one, -2 for the opposite of that one. I could also have used y minus -3. That's from that. Is equal to -4/3. X minus 8. That too would be an acceptable value. An acceptable equation to use. And finally, we have a graph you're being asked to graph that's in standard form. As soon as you see something like this, I want you to think intercepts. We're trying to find the x and the y intercept. That's the easiest way to begin setting up this problem. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is plug in 0 for x. And when I do that, I get 8 times 0 minus 2 times y is equal to 8. So negative 2y is equal to 8 if I divide both sides by negative 2. I get y equals negative 4. That's my first intercept. So my y-intercept is negative 4. Next thing I do is plug in 0 for y. Okay, that's going to make my equation 8x minus 2 times 0 is equal to 8, which means that 8x is equal to 8, x equals 1. My point is 1, 0. Those are my two intercepts. I don't need to identify any other important features because they're both there. And my graph's going to go something like this. Again, you guys are much better artists than I am, so I'm sure yours will be much neater.